On the magnificent and beautiful slopes of Ngong Hills, in Kajiado County, Kenya, is Huruma Children's Home, a haven for many destitute children started by Mama Zipporah, fondly called Mom. Started in 1989 as a token of gratitude to God for healing her, Mama has taken care of many children even as young as a week old. Surely she is an ordinary woman with an extraordinary calling.
Here on my left, I'm holding Paul. Paul joined me when he was only 3 months old. His mother was so sick, and where she was married, they never believed in her. And so one day as she was going to the hospital, she fell on the side of the road and died. And Paul was left sucking a breast of somebody who was dead. And that is how he came to me. And also not him alone, he came with his brother here. We call him Motuko.
Soon they'll be finishing high school, join the real world, later join college. What next? What awaits me? For the first time, they'll be on their own, away from the only family they've ever had.
Honestly speaking, I'm very anxious. Being brought up in Huruma for all those 20 years. I've never been out of this place. I've never lived alone. I've never even had a chance to pay rent. I don't have any exposure outside. I feel anxious, and that's the most basic thing that is really disturbing my heart, wondering, God, I've been under a care of someone for all those years, and right now I have to live on my own. It really brings a very big disturbance in my heart, and I believe that through time I'll be able to cope up with all those things.
Andra, a friend of the home, came to Huruma for the annual missionary trips held by Cornerstone Church, situated in Chandler, Arizona.
I attend Cornerstone Church in Chandler, and I heard about Huruma when they invited Mama Zipporah to come speak. I heard her communicate about how her desire was to raise strong Christian leaders in Kenya. And the heart she has as a mother really pulled me in, because I had just become a mother myself. I had lost my best friend, Leanne Tonkinson, in a tragic car accident. Leanne and I were like sisters. She was very close to me. We were going through high school together. We were married. We were raising our children together. And to have someone taken so quickly and abruptly is very difficult. Could survive grief. And in my grief, I started sewing. It was therapeutic for me. I enjoyed making things like blankets for children. I started to think about Leanne's love for children. She was a nurse at Phoenix Children's Hospital in Phoenix, Arizona. I started to think, every child loves a blankie of their own. A blankie brings comfort, it brings security, it brings warmth. When Mama had heard that we were making these blankies in honor of Leanne, I remember I spoke to her on one of her visits to Arizona, and she said, "You want her to be remembered." And I said, "Yes, you get it. You want to serve God." And I said, "Yes, I do." And she said, "Well, please, we would love blankies for our children at Huruma." But not only that, she desired us to teach her own children how to sew.
A vision was birthed.
On one of my visits to Huruma in 2014, we were here teaching the skill of sewing, and another volunteer had said, "Have you ever visited the home of a student that has aged out of Huruma?" And she took me down the road here, and I walked into the home of a transition student that had grown up at Huruma. And what initially drew me into her home is that she had a Lee's blankie as her curtain, one as her tablecloth, one as her bed cover, one as her couch cover. So she had utilized the things that she had been given. And but what I also noticed is that she was lacking many things. And on my plane ride home to the US, myself and other volunteers sat and discussed what God was laying on our heart. And he was telling us very clearly, come back to Huruma and help with transition. And that's when we adopted the program through our organization, which has now been changed to Lee's Mission, because now we have a mission in Kenya.
Mama's anxiety of how her children will survive alone was divinely allayed through Mama Lee's mission.
The origin of transition is me, because I want to give the best to my children. Because these children are children I asked God to give me. I have done my part of educating them. And I thought that as they are finishing Form 4, it is good also to train them on trades, so that when they come out of the community, they are able to sustain themselves. God brought the I Am Courage, which has taken over, and it is my prayer, and we are praying for the I Am Courage Fund, that the funds is going to grow so that no child will be closed out because I cannot be able to take them to college.
Andra's heart is glad that the vision of transforming a needy child's life has been realized.
Alicia was initially one of our sewing students.
Now, she is an epitome of transformation.
Well, my first experience in transition had its ups and downs. Well, first it was hard to sleep alone in my house because it was the first time I owned a house.
Some of the young adults who have passed through this program are physically challenged, but this hasn't stopped them to be productive members of the society. Isaac is a success story that disability is not inability.
I had both of my eyes, but I'm sorry to say that I now have only one eye. I see myself as just like anybody else.
Mama Zipporah is grateful to Andra and Lee's mission, who have put a smile and given hope to her children through the transition program. The program involves empowering the young adults with startup items and short-term trainings in topics like saving, nutrition, among others. The number of young adults passing through the transition program is increasing, and the need to make the program sustainable is vital. Macintosh Foundation has partnered with Lee's Mission by purchasing the land where the apartments will be built. Would you love to be part of this amazing story? Would you love to help shape the future of a generation? Join us. Shape the future by empowering a young adult to be the extraordinary generation.
Thank you, Andra and Lee's Mission, for empowering us to become an extraordinary generation.
Thank you, Lee's Mission, and I Am Huruma College Fund for empowering us to become an extraordinary generation.